Kicking off our top 10 list at number 10 is the Embraer 175. Part of the popular Brazilian E-Jet family that pilots and crew love calling the jungle jet. This nickname comes straight from Embraer's origins in Brazil, the country famous for the vast Amazon rainforest. These regional jets are built tough for short hops, flying into smaller airports with challenging conditions, much like trekking through dense jungle. The E-175 and its siblings, E-170, E-190, E-195, are reliable workhorses with excellent short-field performance, advanced avionics, and a fuel efficiency that makes them favorites for airlines like American, United, and many others worldwide. They can carry 70 to 88 passengers comfortably on routes that bigger jets can't serve economically. The Jungle Jet tag highlights their rugged Brazilian heritage and ability to handle hot, high, and humid environments, just like a jungle explorer. Whether it's battling crosswinds or operating from short runways in remote areas, this jet proves it's as adaptable as its nickname suggests. Pilots often praise its fly-by-wire systems and smooth handling, making it a modern classic in regional aviation. At number 9, we have the Fairchild C-119 Packet, better known as the Flying Boxcar. This military transport aircraft got its name from its massive, rectangular, box-shaped fuselage that looked exactly like a railroad boxcar with wings. Developed right after World War II as an improvement over the earlier C-82 Packet, the C-119 featured a huge cargo hold, rear clamshell doors for easy loading of troops, vehicles, artillery, and supplies. It served from the late 1940s all the way through the Vietnam War, dropping paratroopers, hauling cargo during the Berlin airlift era, and even supporting special operations. Crews sometimes called it the $19 because of its cost-effectiveness. One of its coolest moments was making the world's first mid-air recovery of a satellite capsule. With twin radial engines and a high-wing design, it wasn't fast or pretty, but its roomy interior and rugged build made it a legend in airlift history. The Flying Boxcar nickname perfectly captures its no-frills, utilitarian look, and massive hauling capability. Number 8 is the Rockwell B-1 Lancer, universally known among crews as simply the Bone, a fun phonetic twist on B-1. Officially the B-1B Lancer, this supersonic variable sweep wing heavy bomber entered service in 1985 and remains a powerhouse in the U.S. Air Force inventory. With its ability to fly low and fast while carrying huge conventional bomb loads, the Bone can deliver devastating firepower precisely where needed. Pilots love its speed, range, and modern avionics upgrades that keep it relevant even today. The nickname Bone stuck immediately because it's short, catchy, and sounds tough. You'll hear crews say they're riding the bone on the long missions. It has that aggressive swept-wing look when going supersonic and can carry more payload than older bombers while being highly survivable with its terrain-following radar. From Cold War nuclear deterrence to recent conventional strikes, the B-1 Bone has earned its place as a beloved, high-performance bomber with one of the coolest simple nicknames around. Number 7 brings us to the Airbus A320 family, which earned a bunch of playful and sarcastic nicknames when it revolutionized commercial flying in the 1980s with its fly-by-wire technology. Pilots dubbed it the Atari plane or Nintendo jet because the side-stick controllers and digital cockpit felt exactly like playing video games on those classic 80s consoles. Everything was electronic instead of old mechanical cables. Then came the cheekier ones, Scarebus and die-by-wire, punny jabs at the early computer-controlled systems that some traditional pilots worried about. The plane's systems can automatically prevent stalls or overbanking, which felt futuristic and a bit scary at first. Other fun names include Chainsaw, Death Jet, or Plastic Fantastic. Despite the jokes, the A320 changed aviation forever with its efficiency, safety features, and popularity. Millions of passengers fly on these every day, and the nickname showed the mix of awe and humor when digital flying first arrived. Coming in at number 6 is the legendary Lockheed F-104 Starfighter, loaded with intense nicknames like Widowmaker, the missile with a man in it, Zipper, and Flying Coffin. Designed by Kelly Johnson at Skunk Works, this sleek interceptor had tiny razor-sharp wings and could hit Mach 2 easily, looking exactly like a missile with a cockpit attached. The Widowmaker name became famous, especially in German service, where high-speed, low-level missions and challenging weather led to many accidents in the early years. Zipper referred to how fast it zipped across the sky, and Flying Coffin highlighted its unforgiving handling if things went wrong. Despite the reputation, it set records and served in multiple air forces as a high-altitude interceptor. Pilots who mastered it loved its speed and climb rate, but it demanded respect. The F-104's nicknames reflect both its cutting-edge design and the risks of pushing aviation boundaries in the Cold War era. Number 5 is the North American F-100 Super Sabre, most famously called the Hun. Short for 100 and referencing its Century Series fighter status. It also earned lead sled for its heavy weight and sometimes sluggish initial feel, and Sabre dance for dangerous pitch-up tendencies during high-speed takeoffs and landings that could lead to uncontrolled oscillations. As the first supersonic fighter in the U.S. inventory, the F-100 saw heavy action in Vietnam for ground attack and air superiority. Pilots had to learn special techniques to handle its quirks, but once mastered, it was a fast and effective fighter bomber. The nicknames capture both its power and the challenges it presented in the air. The Hun served as a true Cold War warrior and paved the way for later Century Series jets. At number 4 sits the Fairchild Republic, A-10 Thunderbolt II, affectionately and universally known as the Warthog, or simply the Hog. Its ugly, tough bulldog appearance with that massive GAU-8 Avenger 30mm cannon earned it the name. Just like the real African warthog that's stout, mean-looking, and hard to kill. Designed purely for close air support, the A-10 can loiter for hours, survive heavy battle damage, and unleash that famous brrrt sound that terrifies enemy troops. The gun alone is bigger than a small car and fires depleted uranium rounds that can destroy tanks. Pilots and ground forces love the Hog because it's built to bring them home safely even after taking hits. It has titanium armor around the cockpit and redundant systems. Decades later, the A-10 Warthog remains one of the most feared and respected aircraft for troops on the ground. Number 3 goes to the incredibly successful Boeing 737, nicknamed Fluff for Fat Little Ugly Fucker, or simply Pig and a Mini Pig. These names come from the classic short-body versions that looked short, stout, and dumpy, but proved to be incredibly reliable workhorses. Early models were called Thunder Guppy, or just Flying Pigs in some airlines. The 737 has hauled billions of passengers over decades, with its robust design making it the best-selling jetliner ever. The chubby look of the original series gave it that endearing pig-like nickname, especially compared to sleeker jets. Pilots appreciate its handling and the fact that it can operate from shorter runways. From the classics to the modern Max, the 737 family's nicknames are all in good fun for a plane that's everywhere in the skies. Runner-up at number 2 is the Vought A-7 Corsair II, bluntly and hilariously called SLUF, short little ugly fucker. This compact subsonic attack jet had a stubby, almost squashed appearance that pilots joked looked like the blueprints got stepped on. Despite the name, the A-7 was a highly effective precision striker with excellent range and weapons load, serving successfully in Vietnam and later conflicts from both carriers and land bases. It featured advanced avionics for its time and could deliver bombs with great accuracy. The SLUF nickname is classic military pilot humor. Tough love for a rugged little fighter that never pretended to be glamorous, but always got the job done. And the undisputed #1 funniest aircraft nickname is the mighty McDonnell Douglas F-4 Phantom II. Double Ugly. This big tandem two-seat, twin-engine, all-weather supersonic legend earned the name for its rugged, bulky, non-aerodynamic shape that put function and raw power first over sleek. Built from 1958 to 1981, a total of 5,195 Phantoms were produced, making it the most produced American supersonic military aircraft ever. It set 15 world records, including speed and altitude. The Phantom served with the Navy, Marines, and Air Force, becoming iconic in Vietnam, where it flew air superiority, ground attack, and reconnaissance missions. All 5 American aces of the Vietnam War scored their victories in F-4s. It carried massive weapon loads on 9 hardpoints up to 18,000 pounds, and later models added an internal cannon. Other nicknames include Rhino, Iron Pig, and Flying Brick. The F-4 flew with both the Thunderbirds and Blue Angels demonstration teams, the only aircraft to do so. It continued service in many countries long after, with some still flying today, like in Greece and Turkey. Double Ugly perfectly sums up its powerful, no-nonsense presence that dominated the Cold War skies. There you have it. The complete top 10 funniest aircraft nicknames that pilots and aviation fans have given over the decades. These monikers show the great sense of humor in the flying community while celebrating these incredible machines and their histories. From Jungle Jet to Double Ugly, each one has stories, battles, and legends behind it. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more aviation content, turn on notifications, and comment your favorite aircraft nickname or any plane we missed. Thanks for watching. Stay safe in the skies, and we'll catch you in the next video. Fly high.